Hi, Heather with Attapup here, and today's training tip is all about Santa pictures and Santa Paws. Today we're going to actually talk about how stressful of an experience this can be for your dog, how to make it less stressful, how to help your dog through it before they even go, and what I do to alleviate the issue when I do pictures. So I'm going to pull my computer up because I've got a long list of ways this can be stressful for your dog and I don't want to miss one. Oh, hello. You're gonna make me type in my password, aren't you? Okay, so we're just going to go down the line from what Santa pictures means to your dog. It's not as simple as you go to the mall, you take a picture, and you're done. It's just not. So let's start at the beginning. So step number one is your dog has to leave the house. Some dogs may like leaving the house. That's not a big issue. Mine love it. Some dogs might be terrified to leave the house. Some dogs may not like the driveway. They might not like the yard. Different dogs have different stressors. But that can be stressor number one, is leaving the house. Number two is they're going in a car ride. Does your dog like car rides? Maybe the dog has associated the car ride with the vet and only the vet, and now it's freaking out because it has to get in the car. I don't know. Maybe something happened in the car before and now they're scared of it. Maybe your dog loves car rides. Mine tend to like car rides. They just like to go somewhere and stick their head out the window and do new things. But car rides can be stressful too. So there's potential stressor number two. Number three, they're going to a strange place. So for some dogs who tend to be more on the fearful side or the timid side, that can get to be too much. Going someplace new. So you've got three stressors at this point, possible stressors. I'm not saying every dog's gonna get stressed out about it, they won't, but there's three possible stressors right there. Number four, there are other dogs. So if your dog is fearful of other dogs or gets overly excited by other dogs or just kind of has a general anxiety like I don't know, there's going to be other dogs there, most likely. The mall here, when they do Santa pictures, it's a specific night for the dogs. So if everybody waits to go that one night because they want their dog in their picture, then you have a bunch of dogs, which leads to the next stressor of they're all standing in line. My dog would not do well standing in a line with a bunch of other dogs. At least not the husky. He'd be wanting to go say hi to every other dog, and I'm pretty sure the other one would too. So we would never be going to do Santa pictures and waiting in line. We would be waiting off to the side until the line got so small that we knew we could stand at it at a reasonable distance from that other dog or any of the other dogs. Also with waiting in line, now we have a patience thing. So if your dog doesn't do well with patience, or if your dog is just well, they don't do waiting well. Maybe they haven't practiced their zen or relax or anything and they just don't do the whole waiting thing very well. There's something to consider for that too. Lights. I've got a light staring at me right now. It's one reason that I was late filming this video because I was casting a shadow, which there's still a shadow now because I moved the camera, but it's not as bad as it was. If where they're taking the pictures they're using a flash instead of some sort of continuous lighting, now your dog is at a strange place with lights flashing at him. So think about that. Noise. Any place where you're going to have Santa pictures, there's probably going to be some sort of noise. If it's at the mall, you could have music, you could have a lot of people hustling and bustling to get their gifts and talking, and you're going to have the other dogs barking most likely. So think about noise. If you're the type that dresses your dog up, you've got a dog costume. If your dog doesn't like to be dressed up, that's definitely a stressor. Maybe you've conditioned him and he likes being dressed up, and that's fantastic. That might not be a stressor for your dog. Last but not least, you're going to Santa pictures. So there's a Santa, which is a stranger. Maybe your dog doesn't like men with beards. Maybe your dog doesn't like men with hats. Maybe your dog's never seen one and doesn't know what to think. All of these things can be stressors for your dog. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 to 10 things that I just listed out, because some of them you can separate into more than one thing. So, going to see Santa can be really cute for you and really stressful for your dog. Is it worth it? No. Anything that puts your dog's health at risk, unless you did it because your health was also at risk and you prioritized yourself or your kids or your spouse, it's not worth it. Just don't. There are too many other things that you could do. You could get a cute little backdrop or some Christmas fabric and hang it up behind your dog and take a picture at home. Your dog doesn't have to sit on a stranger's lap or anything like that. But if you want to have Santa pictures taken, there are ways to do it. So, let's talk conditioning and counter conditioning. I've got other videos on how to do this. I have one for sounds and one for geese at the park for dogs that get excited, but it works the same way as fear. And what that means is changing your dog's emotions and emotional response towards something that scares it. So if we go back to the beginning of our list of stressors to leaving the house, the first thing we would have to do for a dog who's afraid of leaving the house is condition him that leaving the house isn't scary, it's a good thing. We do that by pairing it with something that he likes. I typically use food because it's usually the quickest, easiest thing to use. So let's say we have a dog that's afraid of walking out the front door. What I like to do is put something really, really high value outside that front door and put something low value back inside. So it's like, you don't have to go outside. It's fine if you don't, but there's something really good. You just get boring old kibble if you stay in the house. But if you step one foot out there, you get chicken, and it's gooey, and it's smelly, and it's soft, maybe it's warm. It's just worth your while to go out there. So you would counter condition your dog to whichever stressors during the Santa photo experience get to him. So maybe it is the sound of barking dogs. Maybe that's what gets him going. So he's great leaving the house, he's great in the car, he's great with his costume, he's okay with flashing lights because you take pictures of him all the time anyway. He loves strangers, especially Uncle Earl, who has a big old Santa beard. And, you know, your cousin Jesse, who wears a cowboy hat all the time. But he just doesn't do barking dogs. So what you can do is get some dogs barking on a YouTube video or something, put them at a really, 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 really low volume where your dog can hear it but not get too overexcited about it. Play the video when the dogs are barking, feed chicken, stop the video. When it's stopped, no chicken. So we start to help your dog associate that, hey, when I hear this sound, good stuff happens to me. And when the sound goes away, the good stuff stops. Eventually, he's going to start liking the sound. We're going to change his emotional response to that sound. So, we do this for whatever stressors bug your dog, like I said. So, how I handled this. And this goes to what I'll be doing this Saturday and next Saturday. We set aside Santa appointments. We don't just have a line so the dogs get to come and they're waiting in line for their Santa appointments. I have sign-up sheets posted on my website, on my Facebook, and it's not specifically on Instagram, but there's a link in the bio that will take you to the website with the sign-up sheet. So what I do is I have 15-minute appointments for every dog. It is just the dog parents, Santa, photographer, and an assistant or two. So it's not the people in the mall. It's not all the other dogs, not all the other dog parents. It's not a bunch of kids running around. It's not this chaos. It's easier. I also give a heads up to when the previous dog will be finishing. So you're not even going to come in that room until the other person's already gone. And we'll keep you separated in the building too. So this year we're going to have a back door for those dogs who are sensitive. And what I'm probably going to do is have a sign up with the red light like, nope, somebody is already in here, please wait your turn. Or a green light that says, okay, fine, come on in. I should say sign. It'll be a red-green sign, I think. So we keep it very low-key, very easy, and if you just want a Christmas photo of your dog and Santa's too much, Santa can go on a milk and cookie break. He's cool with that. Santas need breaks too. So it doesn't matter. Your dog, we're going to try to make it as calm or nice of an experience as we can for your dog. And if they get stressed out, they don't have to stay. Your dogs should never be obligated to stay. So we'll do what we can. We'll make it as quick and painless as we can. But you do get a 15-minute time slot, and that takes away some of that stress that pet parents feel and that they can put on their pets. So I hope you got something out of this video. Just to sum it up, Santa pictures can be stressful. Just think about that. It can be a stressful experience for your dog in at least 9 or 10 different ways, depending on how your dog is. I'm not saying you have to nix it, but if you can, find a local trainer who might be doing Santa pictures, or who will maybe put up a table at Santa pictures to help you through it or something. It needs to be a positive reinforcement trainer, because some of the other trainers will take the they need to face their fears approach, and that's no way to do this. It's a way to make your dog hate Santa, or the experience in general. So if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. You can reach out on Facebook, you can reach out on email, you can send an email to info@adapuptraining.com. You can contact me on Instagram, you can follow me on Patreon, you can comment on YouTube. If you ever have a question or like, here's how my dog normally acts, you think this is going to be too much for him? Well, I'll tell you what I think based on what you tell me. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, a great holiday, and happy Santa photos wherever you are. And if you are local, please come see us for our Santa photos. All the info is on our website, adappuptraining.com. It is also on Facebook, and keep an eye on the Instagram stories because the flyer's been going through that. I think I need to renew it for today though. So have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.